It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Thursday, the 22nd of September. I'm Michael Groff. Today marks the start of astronomical fall. The sun is near the equator there. 12 hours of sunlight, 12 hours of night. Not exactly how that works out. It's actually, that occurs in a couple of days because the Earth is actually an oblate spheroid, not a perfect sphere. But anyway, enough about that. It's not going to feel very fall-like around here for a while, thanks to an area of high pressure that will build in here across the southwest over the next few days and dry us out. But in the meantime, we are still left with a few lingering showers and some isolated thunderstorms across the area this morning, and those will continue perhaps into the afternoon hours. Then we dry out and warm up for the weekend, much of next week. A little bit of moisture could creep back in here by the middle part of next week for some isolated mountain convection. Whether or not we see anything here in Phoenix, I still remain rather skeptical about that part. And yes, the tropics, they are busy. So there is a lot going on, friends. Let's take a look at it as we dive in and discuss. First, the almanac from yesterday. 88 degrees was the afternoon high. And I say afternoon because it occurred literally just after 12 noon, and then some showers rolled in. That low temperature of 79 occurring at 11:59 p.m. So not a bad day overall, though it was very muggy. 600ths of an inch of rain officially at Sky Harbor Airport. If you wanted to find the heavier rain across the metro, it was concentrated over the West Valley and over western Maricopa County. Some spots picking up well over an inch of rain, and we did have some flooding in spots. As we look outside right now, here at about 10 after 8, we've got mostly cloudy skies, some showers lurking around here and there, just some light showers, and it's 79 degrees at Sky Harbor, but an absolute steam bath out there. Dew point at 73, relative humidity 84%. The winds are light. The barometer is rising. The upper air analysis across the country, it kind of looks the same, doesn't it? High pressure is still sitting over Texas, but that upper low that's been anchored along the west coast the last few days and has brought the moisture and unsettled weather, that's now lifting out to the north and east. And as a result, it will drag the deeper moisture and the dynamic support with it, and we will start to dry out over the next 24 to 36 hours. But still, some showers and thunderstorms will be possible today. The watch warning map, we still have flood watches across parts of northern Arizona, and that's in effect until 11 p.m. this evening. Further to the north, sign of things to come. How about frost advisories over the Dakotas and northwest Minnesota? Yeah. Of course, we're not going to have to worry about any frost around here for at least, another 2 months or so, I'd say. Convective outlook for today. We've got that marginal risk of severe storms from the Outer Banks of North Carolina up through New York City, Hartford, Boston, Cape Cod, and parts of Arizona in the green. Thunderstorms possible. An isolated severe storm maybe can't be completely ruled out, but we're not expecting anything organized in that fashion. And the tropics, I told you, it's pretty active out here in the Atlantic now after being very quiet for so long. We've got 2 tropical systems and 3 tropical waves, Gaston and Fiona, and then those 3 waves. Let's talk first about Gaston. All right, this is out there in the middle of nowhere, and it ain't going nowhere, and it ain't doing nothing. I mean, that's really the bottom line to this. It's just going to pirouette and toilet bowl out here and eventually fizzle out. And so we're not going to worry about Gaston. Fiona, on the other hand, this is a major hurricane. Okay, this has top winds 130 miles an hour, probably going to increase a little bit. And we have hurricane warnings there for Bermuda, as this will pass very close by, close enough to give you hurricane force winds potentially. But other than that, this will move out toward the North Atlantic and then curve back toward the Canadian Maritimes. Then the big story here, those other 2 tropical waves out just off the African coast and the Central Atlantic, we're not worried about those, but we are concerned about this. This is Invest 98L. And keep in mind, this is still not even a tropical depression yet, so it has not even fully formed. In fact, as of this morning, it's actually looking very disorganized, but the preponderance of an overwhelming majority, actually, of our model guidance says this will develop into something, and where it goes from there, well, this is the tropical model set showing our Invest 98L, which when it does get a name, it will be called Hermine, moving west through the Caribbean and then turning toward the north. But you'll notice a trend from yesterday, and that is that these models are now showing it a considerably further to the west when it starts to make that northward jaunt. And this will more than likely become a Gulf of Mexico system. The GFS ensemble even further to the west now, the ensemble mean pushing it further west And if we were to take these models at face value, which of course we're not going to, but if we were to just do that, then it kind of shows the Florida Peninsula out of the line of fire from this system. But again, I caution you, this has not even developed yet. We don't know. Once this gets a more defined center of circulation, or once this becomes a tropical depression, sometime over this weekend, we're going to have a somewhat better idea as to the eventual track of this system. So all eyes from the Gulf Coast through the Florida Peninsula, even up the east coast of the United States. Just going to want to keep an eye on this. Nothing to get overly concerned about just yet. Here's the precipitation outlook closer to home for us, and this is valid through Thursday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, probably not much. A few hundredths of an inch at best. An isolated spot could see a little bit more than that with a locally heavy downpour, but we're going to dry out, and that's going to be the case for northern and eastern Arizona too, but it's going to take a couple of days for that to happen. And we'll talk about all of this in more detail right now as we go to the models. Let's take a look at it. This is the GFS. It's the 06Z run. This is valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. There's our upper low. It's lifting out, passing well to the north of Arizona, and so the moisture will be swept further to the east today. What it means for us down at the surface. A lot of clouds around this morning. Isolated showers and thunderstorms will continue, and they'll even continue into the afternoon hours. A few strong gusty winds from the strongest storms. Locally heavy rain can't be ruled out either. So we'll keep that 20% chance of showers and storms going through the day. High temperatures this afternoon, warmer than yesterday. We should be up in the mid-90s, but it will be very muggy. Heat index values pushing over the century mark. Now tonight, an isolated evening shower storm possible, then we'll clear out after midnight, and overnight lows should drop into the 70s. And then tomorrow, isolated showers and storms in the higher terrain here in Phoenix. We turn sunny and high temperatures warm up a couple more degrees, upper 90s or so. And then over the weekend, high pressure from the southern plain states will try to build in here across the southwest. Temperatures will warm up. So we should see highs pushing over the triple digits by then, 100 to 104, really, for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and even into Tuesday. And what you're going to notice here, yes, an increase in moisture coming back in once again, at least according to the GFS for the early part of next week, early and middle part of next week. And by Wednesday, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. It's even trying to put some here into the lower deserts. And I still have some doubts about this. Now, this is going to be fueled by a short wave that approaches us from the west on Wednesday, and that's going to help to draw a little bit more moisture in here. And again, we've seen mixed signals off of the GFS and off of our ensemble guidance regarding this scenario. So at this point, we're going to keep our forecast dry, but we will have to note the possibility of some mountain thunderstorms returning to the area for the early and middle part of next week. High temperatures aren't going to be slowed down much by this, though. We'll still be a few degrees above average, and that means upper 90s to about 103, 104 on most days. And the hottest desert spots is Southern California, Southwest Arizona, out toward the Imperial Valley, down toward Yuma. I mean, some of those spots could be pushing 110. And yeah, this is late September. We could be approaching some record highs out that way. We won't be quite that hot, but still rather toasty. Now, a week from today, this is Thursday the 29th. And again, you can see a short wave is approaching us from the west. And that's not really where your eyes are focused, are they? They're down there in the Gulf. As this run of the GFS, and let me just remind you, this is one deterministic model run that you're looking at here that's got our system now out over the Gulf of Mexico. That would be Hermine. And once it gets in the Gulf, the problem is it's got to hit somebody at that point. It's kind of locked in to hit something or somebody. And so that's a concern, obviously. And then going out 10 days, this is Saturday, the 1st of October. You get a trough over the Pacific Northwest and a short wave coming through us here in the Southwest. That's going to spell out a chance for at least some mountain convection, maybe some isolated thunderstorms for us too. But again, what's going on with Hermine? Well, the GFS says this is approaching the Sabine Pass at that point, a little south of there, south of Lake Charles and whatnot. Now, once again, and I know I sound like a stuck record here, but this is one model run. And this GFS is kind of an outlier here. I mean, this is the furthest west we have seen any trek from this storm. So it's not even on the board yet. So just want to caution you. But it just gives you a pause for concern anywhere from Brownsville, Texas to Miami up to New York City. Anytime that we have a system that could be coming on the board, You know the deal by now. It's tropical season. You just keep your eyes out and react accordingly once we actually have a storm and once we start to pin down the details of these forecasts out over the next few days. All right, here's a look at rainfall for Phoenix going out through the 6th of October, coming off of the GFS ensemble. And the mean here, a little bit deceptive because some of them kind of have some inflated numbers for today. This thing is up over between 4 and 5/10 of an inch, 4/10 and a half an inch. I don't think we're going to see that much rain over the next couple of weeks unless we really start to see a deepening of that trough off the Pacific Northwest sometime next week and some really deep interactive moisture in here. I really just kind of doubt that. And then temperatures off of the national blend of models. Pretty confident we're going to be above average for a while through the weekend and much of next week. Highs still up in the triple digits. That's not completely unheard of here in late September, but normally we do start to wind down. Our last 100-degree day, according to the 30-year averages, is right around the 1st of October, historically speaking. So hopefully that will be how this pans out. We do see a downtrend in temps way out there toward the end of the period, and that would be great. Now, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video due back here tomorrow morning. If you enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that. Questions. Music fans, check it out. Available 24/7, 365. It is our streaming station. It is called KMGX, whereupon we play a ton of music, have a lot of fun with that myself. And the Asian sensation, the one and only Michelle, involved in the programming and operation of said entity, and you get to hear our voices over there. We have a lot of fun with that station, so check it out. I'll leave a link to it down there in the description. Thank you to everyone for participating on the live chat there. We love that, and we're pushing for 1,000 subscribers. We get 1,000 subscribers, maybe it'll be time to do a giveaway here. Maybe that's the bait. I don't like to do a lot of bait here, the clickbait or anything like that. But hey, 1,000 subscribers on this channel, that would be fantastic. And we might have to do a giveaway once we get there. So we will see about that. You guys, listen, thank you so much for all of your continued support, all of your participation, your comments, your live chats, everything. It is greatly appreciated. Please be safe out there and have yourselves an absolutely beautiful Thursday.